Hey, what's up everybody? This is B is for Build. I'm Chris. We're back working on the Lotus Evora. With this build, we have two major areas that we need to focus on to finish repairing all the parts for the car so it's a fully functioning car, and then we can start looking at taking all the parts and slapping them back together. The two areas are the front subframe, which we're not going to start working on, and fiberglass repair is the other one. So we've been working on the rear bulkhead in the last episode, and everything that we did worked great, so we just need to continue working with that. And we're going to do that in this episode. Also in this episode, we're going to start working on these two doors. These two doors are both damaged, one a little bit more badly than the other, but neither of them too badly. And I'm going to attempt a fiberglass repair on both of them. So that's what we're going to be focused on in this episode, as well as we have found our parts, which is awesome, and we have scheduled the delivery for tomorrow, which we will be filming tomorrow. So hopefully we can take delivery and unbox some of our parts tomorrow, look at them up against the car and different stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see those, see the condition. They came all the way over from the UK, so fingers crossed things are still awesome. That's what's in store for this episode. Stay tuned. Before I get started on any repairs, I've had some requests / hate mail asking me to clean my car. So I guess it's time for a proper cleaning. I feel like when my girlfriend tells me to clean my room, you look back and you're like, oh, that is kind of fucked up. So here we go.
There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right.
Next thing up on the agenda is this door right here. So what we have right here is a crack that's kind of substantial. It goes kind of deep, and this is going to be an interesting thing for me to learn how to fix. It looks like this piece basically went under and it should be overlapping, so I don't know if maybe I can push it out from the back. I don't really know the exact correct way on how to fix this. We have some damage up here, but it's still all structure. It's holding its own. So it's like light damage. And then here you can see this is just like some scuff marks. And this is residue left over from the vinyl wrap that they use when they protect the car when it's stored at the auction site. So I think I'm gonna start by cleaning it up. And there's a lot of glass in here that I gotta get out. So I'm gonna get the glass out, start by cleaning it up, maybe remove this mirror, bust off mirror remnant if it's easy, and then I'll kind of see where I stand and how to approach this crack right here.
Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart, yeah. I won't stop charging, you go and come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.
Alright, well I got this all cleaned up. This is a bit of a unique problem. The fiberglass, we can't access the back side of this, and it's kind of thin and it did crack all the way through. So I couldn't find any instructionals online exactly how to do this in this case, but I did see some other things, and you know, the idea is you want to just cut away the affected area and fix it from the back, but we can't. We have to fix it from the front down. So anyways, this is all gel coat, so I'm going to just be sanding this area off and I'll re-gel coat that. I'll try my best to. Same with all these scratches in here. This is where we have damaged fiberglass. I know we need to get replacement fiberglass in here, and I'm just gonna try and figure out the best way. So I'm gonna start by kind of cutting out some of this damaged area here where we have fibers that are now kind of overlapping and not connected. I'm gonna go ahead and cut those out and try and make some space to where we might be able to lay some more fiberglass in here. Alright, so I went ahead and ground away the area and got it down to the raw fiberglass, and I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. I think, so one thing I did was I took a straight edge and measured all the way down, and we're actually looking good from this side to this side. They're both level, so I really just need to fill in this gap and this hole. So we're down to fiberglass right around here. We need to re-glass in here, and we want to bond our glass to this, this glass down here. So the way that you do this, I saw somebody do this online. I just took a plastic bag and I'm using this as my template. And I'm gonna go ahead and mark out my biggest area that I'm gonna put my first layer of glass. So that's the first piece that I'm gonna cut. And then this is my next one. And then my next one. And my next one. So that's my template for the pieces that I need to cut. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out and stack them in here and see how they turn out and how they look and what my thickness is when they're all in here. All right, so you can see here that we have all of our pieces laid out. We got piece number 1 covers this whole area, and our big deep spot is right here. So we're looking at getting more glass right there. So piece number 1 goes down like that. Number 2 comes in on top of it like this. They should all be overlapping and on top of number 1 in the end. And this stuff's kind of flexible. I made an extra one of number 2 because we need more buildup for that area where the big crack is. And then we have number 3 coming in here. And number 4 is just a little strip that goes right inside that crack. So that's like, I don't know, whatever it is, 5 layers of fiberglass at some points, at the highest point. And that's to build us right back up to where we started. And with that amount of fiberglass on here, I'm confident that we'll regain the structural stability side of this. And then everything else on here is going to be some really high density body filler. So it's like really fine body filler, which is kind of similar to gel coat. And that's what we're going to use to finish out these other areas. But for the structural stuff, this is where we're going to glass it. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some resin and apply our coats of fiberglass. All right, well, there we have it. We got our layup on there. 4 layers in some points, 2 in some other points. We got good contact with the fiberglass underneath, so I feel good about that. I think it's gonna be plenty strong. The edges will need to be sanded down a little bit, and we'll need to use some of that body filler. So you can see in through here where we don't have any actual major cracks, but we did go through kind of the top gel coat and the paint layer, that we're gonna need to use some body filler to repair those areas. And we're gonna have to do that a little bit later though, because parts are here. So let's go outside and start unboxing and checking out our parts. Well, I cannot say I'm too happy. Look at the shit show that this fucking box is in. This is over $1,200 in shipping costs to bring this here, and it's just, oh my god. Okay, so it's time to open it up and check out the parts and see what kind of condition they're in. I'm gonna be really surprised if everything made it without any damage. I can imagine the conversation that happened at Lotus. They're like, "Oi, someone B is for Build called. They want to order some parts. Brilliant! Get our best cardboard box guy on the line right away." First piece successfully unwrapped and inside the shop. This is going to be a little strange because we definitely don't have enough room to be putting all these body panels everywhere, so I'm going to have to kind of stack them up. This is broken off. That's a bummer, but I think what happens is the body covers it with, it's hard to see the contrast, with this lip right here. I think that part's covered and that part's exposed, and hopefully that broken part's not. It's small, but it'd be a pain in the ass to fix. And then this corner down here, which is underneath the car, is broken, so I'm not too worried about that. So if this is the worst of it, I'd say we got out lucky. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more parts. All right, our other side panel is unboxed and it actually came out fine, perfectly fine. There are no damaged areas on this whatsoever. It looks really nice, looks really clean. So I'm super happy about that. For all the complaining I did about that cardboard boxing and the packaging of this flat, there's only some pretty minor damage to the piece that was on top. There was also a piece of window glass that you might have seen that came out of there. So that completes our door glass. We have door glass for the passenger and the driver's side. So maybe I overreacted. I should probably just stop being such a baby about some of these things. But you know, sometimes when you order something that's so expensive, you get a little bit on edge. But maybe I need to chill out a little bit. I need to check some emails and check some numbers. I was expecting the bumper cover to be in here. So I'm sure there's something, you know, some logical explanation for that. It's probably just coming a little bit later. So I'm gonna go check on that, and I'm gonna come back and let you guys know how much all this stuff costs. Before we go over numbers, I forgot that we have one more thing. This is in the back of my car. This is a headlight. I have totally not opened it, and I have no idea what condition it's in. But first good sign is that it is the opposite of that headlight. So I didn't accidentally order two of the same headlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpackage this thing and we'll check it out. Well, like I said, it's awesome that we have two headlights now, but I'm not super stoked on the way this turned out. So this headlight over here was $200, and it was $200 because there's some really light scratching in it. And it needs a little bit of repair. There's some light, it looks like there's actually just paint on top of that right there. This little cap piece is missing and a light scratch right there, so it's kind of covered in dust. But anyways, that's that, and the clips on the bottom, some of them are broken. And then over here, this one cost me $600, and gosh, look at the condition of it. It's just like scratched all through here, scratched through here. All this clear is peeling off in a really terrible looking way, and all scratched up through there and there and there, and all scratched. It's like, how do you even get all these scratches in here? I don't know what this clip thing is. Oh, it's a washer thing of some sort, so I'll need to buy one of those for the other one. So if anybody has any headlight restoration tips, I've heard different things about like using clear coat or something. I can't really remember, but if you all know of any good videos or anything, link them in the comments. I'll check them out and try and figure out how we're going to restore these two headlights. That's going to be a whole little session on cleaning these babies up. But that's what you got to do when you're on a budget. That's the idea behind this budget build, is we're not just ordering. These headlights are $2,000 a piece when you order them from factory. So that's why we are going this route. So now we have two headlights. All right, let's go over cost of everything. All right, guys. Well, I've been on my phone tracking some things down, like the rear bumper, and doing some other business, and I gotta say, this is a really good day. Things are really coming together. The rear bumper, however, is lost. It was supposed to be in that shipment. It's not. This is nothing to worry about. That is a technical problem on the Lotus side of the fence. Technical meaning they didn't put it in the box. But that's Lotus's mess up. I'm sure they'll get it out on its way very soon. No need to worry. We've paid for it. I have invoice copies of it, everything like that. That's not an issue. You know, that's one of the last things that goes on in the build, so it'll be here in time, I am confident. In other news, check this out. One more thing. A viewer sent in, wanted to give me, ta-da, another Lotus. So now I have Loti. I got two Lotuses. Thank you, Michael, for sending this in. It's a Hot Wheels copy of the Lotus Evora GT4. I actually have a Hot Wheels copy of most of my cars and some cars that I want, and I will add that to my collection in my office, and I'll take a picture and put it on Instagram. So thanks, Michael, for that. That's really cool. And my Instagram is BS4Build on Instagram if you guys want to check it out. So, rear bumper, missing. Got another Lotus. Cha-ching, win. You guys remember the roof issue? Cute comments, by the way, thinking I'm gonna actually go roofless or run a rag top on here. No, that's definitely not gonna happen. You need the roof for structural integrity. It glues to every other part. It's not just there for looks. Definitely not gonna run a plexiglass roof either. It's got a lot of contour to it and other stuff like that, and you would need a hell of a plexiglass guy to do that. But I also live in Oregon, and I don't have a garage other than this one. So, need a real roof, but got a roof. This dude Frank owns a auto teardown company out in New York, and he just got a hold of me, and he's got the roof, but other things that he's got that I need, windshield and rear bulkhead glass. So I thought that I was gonna be making the rear bulkhead glass on my own, but since he's got it from a car that he's tearing apart, I'm gonna get that from him, I'm gonna get a windshield from him, and I'm gonna get a roof from him. So I'm very excited about that, and those things are on their way, and that is like it for parts that we need. So that's really, really cool as far as I can remember. So let's talk money, okay? A lot of people have been commenting about money on this build and acting like we're way over budget and all this other stuff, and like some of this stuff wasn't planned. That couldn't be further from the truth. I don't want to be rude, but guys, don't worry about it. But let's talk about what we just bought, how much money we spent, and where we're at in the budget. So we bought 2 side panels. Those are $2,000 a piece. We bought a rear bumper, but it's not here, so I'm not taking it out of the budget yet, but that was $800. We bought some door glass, which was $150, and that's what just came. Now those prices are really good prices, and you might be wondering how I got really good prices. I'm very lucky. So when I made an episode a while ago speaking with a British accent and complaining about availability of Lotus parts, a guy from a company called British Racing Group gave me a ring, actually emailed me and said, hey Chris, I can help you out. So we got to talking and we picked them up as a sponsor, and they are sponsoring this build and they're helping us out. They're helping us get the parts cheaply and quickly. Those side panels, if I were to be ordering them on my own, would have taken probably another month to get here. They came all the way from the UK and they came really, really fast. That is because of British Racing Group. So British Racing Group owns a company called Lotus Garage. You can see I got their little sticker right here. So Lotus Garage is the Lotus OEM parts. British Racing Group has some aftermarket parts. They sent us a set of aftermarket springs that improve the suspension on this car, which is pretty impressive, improving the suspension on a car that's known for its suspension. So we'll do an install video of those later. So the Lotus Garage, British Racing Group company collaboration have been sponsoring us and helping us out get all the stuff on the cheap and get it really quickly. So thank you to them, and they've been a very valuable asset thus far, and just big thanks, shout out guys, go check them out. I'll put a link to their website in the description. So $2K for the side panels, $150 for door glass. I bought other door glass used along with a rear sway bar and a rear stay bar. The stay bar is that stabilizer bar that goes back there. I bought all of those on eBay for $150. They were here local, actually. I picked them up in Portland. $200 headlight, $600 headlight. Rear quarter glass came in for 50 bucks. $130 was that original toe link assembly. A $20 key. We had to buy a key. That was the very first thing that we did. And the $2,600 rear clamshell over there that we bought. So that all totals up to $7,900. It sounds like a lot. Kind of, because it is a lot, because I've kind of bought half of a car. More than half, actually. $7,900. Our original build cost, our original cost to buy this car was $13,200. So that puts us at what? $21,100? Did I do that right? Anyways, we're about the 21 area. If you remember the very first episode, I talked about the goal was to keep this at the price of a Camry. Well, I didn't say which model of Camry. So the base model of the Camry is $21,000, so we'd be about done right here. But the V6 model is about $31,000. Anyways, my price range goal for this build is to have it for $30K. I think that that would be an absolute win to have this car built and done back to OEM standards, or better, because I'm gonna get some of the body parts that I really like on here, like the GTE front bumper and some other stuff, and a cool wing and some other shit like that. And I'll get all those things, you know, for 30,000 bucks. That's my goal. I think the V6 Camry hybrid is $31,000. So if we're getting technical, I'm still building this Lotus for the price of a Camry. Not even gonna worry about it. We got $10,000 left in the budget, and well, honestly, I bought all the parts anyways that I need for this car. They've all been bought. Now it's just waiting for them to arrive, and then we're bolting them on. But I'm within the budget. What is a budget anyways? Doesn't really matter. If I go over budget, then I go over budget. But the idea was to do it and prove that you could buy and build a supercar for the price of a Camry, so that's what we're doing. All right, enough rambling. It's time to get back to work on that door and whatever else we do around here. Okay, we're back here on the door. I took my straight edge and ran it across, just doing some measurement, and we're looking good. So with our body filler, you can't go more than 1/8 of an inch thick at any point. So I was measuring, making sure that, you know, the depth of this doesn't go below the other pieces of the door by more than 1/8 of an inch at any point, and we look fine there. We have a high point right here where we laid up fiberglass on top of the door, so I've grabbed a sander with a flat, like a little block sander, and I'm gonna sand down that high point, and then we'll be sanding this whole area up and getting ready to apply some body filler.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs.
All right, I've got our body filler mixed up. It's looking pretty consistent, needs a little bit more mixing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use that tack cloth and tack the whole area that we're gonna be working with. And then we're gonna apply our first layer of body filler. Alright, well I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see what happened there, but what happened was the Bondo cured up on me too fast. I might have either had too much hardener in it or I just waited too long. So over here we got this kind of big buildup that didn't come out smooth, and it's too high, but I can't come in and level it down. So I just have to wait 20 or 30 minutes and I can come back and I can sand that off. So when you get too much buildup like that, it's best to kind of just get whatever you can off, leave it alone, let it dry, and then you have to come back and sand it all off. While that's drying, I'm going to mix up another batch and come down here and try and work on this area. Alright, well the door is setting up. The Bondo went on okay for a first coat. I'm kind of a noob with Bondo, so it takes me 2 or 3 applications to get a good clean coat. I put one large one on there, sand it down, put another one on, sand it down, put another one on. And then I normally move on to a high filler primer, which is what I'm going to do with that. While that is setting up with that first coat of Bondo, this is our rear hatch. I pulled it down out of the roof, and we need to clean this whole thing up and look for damaged areas. So I'm going to go ahead and start by trying to get all this glass off and clean this area up. Alright, I got this bad boy cleaned up, and it did uncover some interesting stuff. So there's a crack here that goes all the way through. Sorry, it's not wanting to focus. Crack here goes all the way through, goes through onto the backside, and then it's got it, yeah, and it's pretty substantial. You can feel it on the backside, so this whole piece like separated. There's a pretty bad crack and a gouge right here, as well as right here. So what happened was, this is the bad corner where when the car flipped over, that's the corner where the bulkhead is basically destroyed as well. So this whole piece snapped and bent down, and it looks like it just bent itself right back into place. But I can't know unless I have the glass. I mean, you can look at it and it looks even, but, well, the camera's not going to do it justice, but it looks pretty even, but there's really no way to know unless I buy the glass. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to even try and like approach this for fiberglass repair or not. So there's those damaged areas. They affected it on the back. This one is pretty substantial on the back. It goes around. Imagine on the other side of this, it goes around, down, and over here. I can feel it down there. So, and the back of this is a little dinged up as well, right here. And this stuff we'll just clean off. That's just plastic residue. So with this piece, I have decided that I'm gonna check online, and I'm gonna contact that dude out in New York and see how much it would be to get a whole new unit with the glass in it, and see if I can get one used rather than going after repairing this, because I'm just not 100% certain if that is square or not, and it'd be risky. And that's, you know, my fiberglass repairs are gonna be, although you're not gonna see this stuff, this piece you would see. If I got that done good, then everything else you wouldn't see, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So I'm going to check online about that before I jump into repairs. I'm going to see what the price would be. If I can get, you know, there's a chance that it like might be glass from factory, might be 250 bucks, and somebody will give me the whole hatch and the glass for 300, 400 bucks. And at that point, might as well just get the brand new one or a lightly used one. So check this out. I test fitted our new side panel. It looks gorgeous. It fits on nicely, and this is just a light test fit. And why I did that was so we can get a peek over here to where our bulkhead repair is going to go. So we're going to be using that side panel kind of as a mold in the next episode, using that as a mold and building out to it and meeting up to it. So it's going to be really interesting, and I think it's going to work really well. I was actually really happy once I saw that and how that is kind of going up there. Alright guys, that is it for this midweek episode. I'm sorry we didn't get to quite all the places we wanted to in this episode. Midweeks are hard. There's not a lot of time in the middle of the week with my day job and all that goodness. So I did my best, and we did get to a lot of stuff. I'm really happy. That door, the fiberglass, that part of the door that was cracked is now like the strongest part of the door. So I'm really happy. The fiberglass repair worked. Now it's just Bondo and finishing work for me to get that thing looking slick. It already looks pretty good. So I'm happy about that. And we cleaned the car. I did that for you guys. I did not do that for me. It came out looking great. The leather cleanup went really well. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that was awesome. Shout out to I just want to say that getting our parts here, getting our big expensive parts here safe was really awesome. That was a high point for me, and I want to thank our sponsor, British Racing Group, for helping us get those parts and getting them so fast. And that allows us to, in the next episode, start attacking that bulkhead and finishing out that bulkhead fiberglass repair. So in this weekend, we're going to be working all weekend again on the Lotus and keeping things moving as fast as possible. And we're going to be working on building out that rear bulkhead and continuing work on the door. And hopefully we'll move over to the front of the car and start working on the aluminum repair on that front subframe. So that's what's in store for next week. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to help support BS for Build, head over to bs4build.com. Scroll down to the shop. You can pick up like our Lotus Evora t-shirts, come in white and black, or a key tag, or a sticker, or any of those things. If you don't want to do that, we also have a Patreon. So check us out on Patreon if you'd like to help support. Thank you guys all so much that have already supported. It really means a lot. So thank you guys so much. Social media, you can find us at facebook.com/bsforbuild, and we are BS for Build on Instagram, as well as we are at bsforbuild.com. Later next week, we're going to be doing another Photoshop and You'll Ride episode. If you guys would like to, it's kind of cool. I'm building a little studio. I'm getting some different stuff working, trying to make those episodes even better than the last one. So if you guys would like to get your car photoshopped, email me at Chris at bsforbuild. Good high resolution pictures of your car and the mods you would like done to it, and I will throw you in the bucket, which I randomly pull one out of, and I will be doing it. All right, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Jam that like button like it's gonna make you money or something. I don't know. And please subscribe. All right, guys. Peace.
Come on.